So I got a birthday coming up.
Ooh. Yeah.
No. This getting old thing, it ain't good. I'm not a fan. You know, I used to drop something and I'd bend over and pick it up. Now I drop something and I think, do I need that? Well, if I do, it's kind of like a... Hello. So, when I was 9 years old, I started Little League. And Little League was 9 to 12, and then at 13, they moved the bases from 60 feet to 90 feet.
What?
I had to stop playing because it didn't matter where I hit the ball. By the time I got to first base, they could throw me out. So I had to move on to softball because they kept the bases at 60 feet. But, you know, I was a good softball player. When the ball was hit to me, I was an infielder. I'd get on my knee and I'd block the ball, you know, get the mitt down there. If it bounced up, I'd block it with my body, keep it in front of me. But as I started getting older, that started to hurt. And it took longer to heal. And so I started moving to the side a little bit. So I'd catch the ball over here. And then a couple of years later, I'm over here. A couple of years after that, I'm over here. And then I was like, well, I guess I'm done playing softball. I can't catch the ball anymore. It's getting old to me. I'm not a fan. And then you start having children, and the pressure is to make them have activities younger and younger and younger. So my first son, when he was 5, we had to start him in baseball. Not 9. Awesome. And after having my son in baseball at 5 years old for a year, I've come to the conclusion that 5 years old is too young to start baseball. And I have a lot of evidence to this. The first is I discovered that a 5-year-old can decide where a ball is going to land before they develop the ability to catch the ball. So the coach hits a ball out to the outfielder my son's playing, and he's like, I got it! So that's the first problem. So because of that problem, we don't really use a hard ball, we have a padded hard ball. Because 5 years old is too young to be playing baseball with a hard ball. Now, the next problem is we have a pitcher who's not allowed to pitch the ball because it's too young for his little arm. So we have a pitcher who's no longer a pitcher, he's just a middle fielder, which makes the catcher a completely useless position. And then behind the catcher is the home plate dad. And his job is to put the ball on the tee. Because we don't have a pitcher, we have to hit the ball at the tee. And the boy swings and swings over the top of the ball. So the home plate dad, he's got to move the ball up on the tee a little bit. Then the boy swings and smacks the middle of the tee, and the ball drops straight down, so the dad puts down a little bit. And then on the third try, the boy finally ticks the ball, and it rolls halfway to the pitcher. And so the pitcher and the catcher now run and stop and look at each other and say, you gonna get that? Meanwhile, boy takes off towards third base. Dad's got to grab the boy, pull him back, send him towards first base. Now, I'm the first base coach. My job is to make sure that if the ball is actually thrown anywhere near the first baseman, to reach around him and smack it to the ground before he hits it. So I'd reach around, smack it around, and say, get it. But more often than not, it would fly over his head out into the outfield, and you'd say to the boy, as he ran by, you grab him by the jersey, pull him back, and send him towards second base. We have a second base dad, because we have to grab him and send him towards third. But this time, the outfielders pick up the ball, throws it over the second baseman's head into left field, and so the boy grounds third and hits for home, inside the park home run. Now, for this reason, we don't keep balls or strikes, and we don't keep score. We bat everyone around, and when they've all ran through the bases and got to home plate, we change teams and do with the other team. All evidence that this is way too young to be playing baseball. So the next child, we decided we're going to play soccer instead. I've never played soccer. I didn't know soccer rules, but I got the gist of it. You know, you set your people up, 4 in this row, 4 in this row, and some back here, and then you throw the ball out, and they all go. Except for the goalies. where my son's over there picking up 4-leaf clovers, examining them, wiping, run past him and right in the middle. Thank you, you've been great.